Hey everybody, so today I want to talk about my three favorite builds in Guild Wars 2 and go over them pretty briefly. So this is like my top three, so we're going to be going down from 3, 2, and 1. All these builds are pretty good to very, very good in like pretty much all PvE content that I play personally. I usually play strikes, fractals, and then open world stuff, so that's what I'm mainly kind of basing this sort of thing on. I don't really do raids or challenge modes or anything like that. I kind of just do the casual sort of content in the game, including the casual instance content. The strikes that I do are usually the easy three for both End of Dragons and Icebreed Saga. And yeah, those are usually the ones that I do. And they don't really require a whole lot. They're really, really easy. They're called the easy three for a reason. So yeah, on fractals, I'll do like tier three, basically. I don't do like tier four. I'm not even in tier four yet, but yeah, I'll do like tier three stuff. Okay, so I just want to get that out of the way. These are kind of like based off of those. And yeah, so for the Necromancer, which is my third one here, we have uh, Berserker gear, all Berserkers gear. And you can see here we have some Berserkers gear. I don't really use the axe too much. Oh, these are Marauder. I didn't even realize that. I don't ever use it. I just use the Great Sword. And then I have pack runes on here because but before I was running Necromancer in tier ones and tier twos, and boon generation isn't very you have to really rely on your allies for it, and sometimes because of the fact that there's a lot of new players doing it, they don't really do that kind of boon generation to their allies. So I don't know, pack runes were nice for that, and they're like budget DPS too. They're not like scholar runes, but they're ridiculously expensive. So yeah, pack runes, very solid. Really enjoy these. I would use scholar though over it. I have another build of scholar runes on my ranger, but yeah, force and strength, obviously, impact is gonna be better than strength, but I don't really feel like switching them out. So yeah, just all berserkers gear, great sword. Yeah. For the build, we have spite three. Actually, well, because I'm running two signets, I decided to go with signets of suffering here. And then we have close to death, and then we have 1, 1, and 2, and then reaper 2, 3, and 3. I suppose Soul Eater would probably be really, really good, but I personally really like Decimate Defenses because it gets my crit chance up. So, yeah. For the skills, we have Blood Fiend. Now, this is a very minion-centered kind of build here, as you can see. So, we have Blood Fiend here, which will siphon health, which is cool. I don't ever really activate it. I don't really ever find a need to activate it. Signet and Death, I don't ever activate this one either because it just generates life force for me, so I get life force back quicker. Signet of Spite for improved power. Once again, never activate this because it's primarily conditioned stuff and we're a power-based build. Weird how they do that. I don't know. It's a power build, improving power. So why would they active and inflict a few conditions like that? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Shadow Fiend does shit damage. But the thing that I like about the minions is their activated skills are usually really cool. So this one will give you 10% life force, as well as doing some like soft CC damage of chill and weakness there. And then we have the big boy, the Flesh Golem, which will do a sort of like a launch, like a knockdown effect there. It does both a launch and a knockdown. It's pretty insane for crowd control. 332 crowd control damage there, which is pretty insane. So yeah, it's a really easy build. It's probably one of my easier builds in the game. I just usually spam the greatsword skills. I usually start off with 3 to apply that vulnerability. I'm going to use this, and then I'll immediately activate Shroud. Use my 3 and 4. And then I'll just kind of auto attack until my shroud runs out. And as you can see, it's doing pretty good damage. This is definitely going to be good in instance content. I usually do really well on here. It's also an incredibly easy build. We'll press 4 off cooldown here, which actually does poison damage. Pretty interesting. And we'll just keep going and just keep using one. It's actually a relatively low intensity build. There's really no intensity to this at all. It's really easy. So yeah, you just kind of keep doing it. And as you can see, I mean, the amount of time we've been on our shroud is like crazy as fuck, dude. We've been on our shroud for so long now. It's insane. So we'll just wait here. We're almost done. Jesus Christ, this is insane. And then we'll immediately activate the skills that give us some life force there. And we'll auto attack to get life force. Our auto attacks will give us a little bit of life force. And we're almost back up. I usually like waiting until I'm like at full and then I'll go back into it. So there we go. And we're back in, and we just kind of go like that. It's very, very low intensity. I don't ever really weapon swap because of the fact that I'm in Shroud like constantly. So, yeah, it's really, really easy, really, really fun. And yeah, that signet effect there because of the fact that we get the enhanced versions, and then we also get them in Shroud too. So it really gives us, oh, it gives us a lot of life force generation while we're in Shroud. I mean, we have the auto attack giving us life force as you can see here. And then we also have, I thought the 4 attack did life force. I'm not sure if they took that away. I remember that doing life force damage, or like generation. But yeah, we get a lot of life force siphoning there. And yeah, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. So moving on to my second favorite build in the game, which is going to be the Mechanist. This is a phenomenal class. This is definitely, in terms of DPS, the best build that I have. I absolutely love the Mechanist. It's so much, so much, so much fucking fun. So let's go and go over to the factory area real quick. And I'll go ahead and show this off. This is a Condi build. This is the only Condi build on this list because I like the Condi weapons on Engineer better than I do Power because I can run pistols, which I really, really enjoy. And yeah, so for the gear, I'm running all Viper's gear. Jesus fucking Christ, this shit is so expensive. And we have Elementalist runes. And then I'm running this is a very basic setup, by the way. This is basically what everybody runs. A mace with pistol here, with earth and bursting runes on both of these here. Very, very stereotypical sort of setup. It's not really, it's used all the time. Explosives, firearms, and mechanist. You can go ahead and see what we have there. And then for our skills, we have all signets. This is a very, very nice build running all signets. I'll sometimes trade the force, or this is the barrier. Why do I have barrier on? What the fuck? Force signet. I'll trade the force signet out for the grenade kit sometimes if I want some range. Being able to switch between melee and range if I really need that. But most of the time, I just rock all signets. We have rectifier signet, force signet, shift signet, superconducting signet, and overclock signet. So I'll activate almost all of these, honestly. The heal is good just for a solid heal. We have a knockback here. We have a teleport stun break. And then we have a one that just does a shitload of AoE condition damage. And then we have a really good Jade Buster cannon ability there, which is really, really fun. So yeah, I just really thoroughly enjoy this build. It's a lot of fun. I'll rock this basically everywhere I go. It's just absolutely amazing. It's really easy. So 2, 3, use your 4, use your mech skills, use your superconducting signet there, and yeah, that's usually what I end up doing, and it does quite a bit of damage. We'll go and activate the Jade Buster cannon now. Forgot it does a little knockback there. So yeah, it's really, really fun, and you just want to make sure not to interrupt your mech skills at all with the Rocket Fist prototype, because it will interrupt it. And yeah, it's really, really good. It's very, very tanky because you have your pet aggroing things constantly for you. And yeah, it's just really good. I'm usually like towards the highest DPS on the group. I'm usually once, or I'm pretty much on all these builds actually. I beat out people. But yeah, really, really good. I really enjoy this one. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's a very easy to play build. And yeah, this one's definitely going to be the hardest to play build, but it is my favorite build in the game, which is this Untamed build. I've showed this off before. It's a Beastmaster build, which is very, very focused around the pet. But you yourself also deal some decent damage, but your pet really does quite a bit of damage. It's pretty much constantly towards the highest part of my DPS. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this. It's a lot of fun. I really, really enjoy this Untamed build, and I usually like rocking it, and all the content that I already mentioned. So yeah, let's go ahead and go on over here, and we will. Okay, I don't go on. Okay, so for the gear, it's Berserker's gear. I have pack runes. I also have a set with Scholar runes too. But yeah, just pack runes here, which is very, very good. Berserker's gear across the board, as I said. Then we have a greatsword and a longbow, and then for instance content, I usually like running either a hammer or a greatsword and a sword and axe. And yeah, so this is just the open world part though, where I run the greatsword with strength and force runes, and then once again the same thing on the longbow there. And yeah, it's really, really good. So for the build, we have Nature Magic, Beast Mastery, and Untamed. Very odd pick, I know. Usually people will run like Skirmishing or Marksmanship or even both of those instead of Beast Mastery. But this is just the one I like personally. This is the one I always find myself doing really good with. Um, we're going to go over a couple big traits here. So Bountiful Hunter, you do increase strike damage for each boon affecting you, and your pet will also deal increased strike damage for each boon affecting it. We have Fortifying Bond, which is a huge one. This is pretty much the entire reason why I take Nature Magic, because this is boon share to your pet, which pets are very bad at getting boons from your allies, so it's really nice being able to increase your pet damage massively. This is really what increases your pet damage by a lot. And yeah, Beast Mastery, we have 2, 2, and 4 here, or 3 here. I don't ever really switch any of these. And then Untamed, we have the classic 3, 1, and 3 with Ferocious Symbiosis. I much prefer this over Fervent Force, although you can run Fervent Force if you want as well. I just prefer Ferocious Symbiosis in general. But yeah, so for the skills, I have Pearlia's Gift. This is one of my favorite, actually probably my favorite heal in the entire game, because it doesn't scale off of healing power. It scales off your vitality, which by default, Untamed has a lot of fucking vitality. It's absolutely insane. Do I actually have a J-Bot core on here? I kind of forget if I do. I have a tier 1. I don't even have a tier 10 on here. I need to get a tier 10. But yeah, you usually get over 20k health if you do have a tier 10 there, because you get more vitality from this trait here, which is really good. Pearlia's Gift, like I said, phenomenal heal. 50% of your remaining health gets healed, and you could activate it, and it'll keep it at 1 health for a few seconds and heal you back up to like 10,000 pretty much. Exploding Spores with Frost Trap, just a classic combination for Untamed here, just a ton of AoE damage. Signet of the Wild and Strength of the Pack for group content. I usually run either Force Fortification or Signet of Nature, or I'm sorry, Spirit of Nature. I'll actually switch out to this Nature's Vengeance trait here for that, better spirits. They're, larger AoE and some boons and stuff. But yeah, I'm really interested to see how these are gonna work with the rework coming next month. I'm really excited for that. Just by the way, of course, this is in May of 2022. This is before the Untamed supposed buff. We don't really know if there is going to be a buff next month, but I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of buff to Untamed, hopefully. So yeah. For the rotation of it, it's pretty simple. You just use your pet skills that are damage based. And I'll just kind of, lay down my AoEs here. Depends on the weapon you're using, but I mean, the weapons on Ranger are like absurdly simple. And then we kind of just use our 3 skills, go back out, use our ambush skill. And yeah, our pet's doing quite a bit of damage, as you can see, 2k crit. It's doing quite a lot. So yeah, this is a really cool one. I talked about pets before and the ones that I really enjoy using. So if you want to check out that video, it's a very, very long video, but it's really, really useful. Yeah, I have, there's a lot of people who have already seen that video, which is really, really cool too. I was hoping I was able to help out a lot of people with that one, because Ranger is my main. I do know quite a bit about the pets on this class in comparison to other classes in the game. In terms of the mechanics, I know Ranger the best out of any class that I play. So yeah, really, really fun, simple build there. Your pet does a lot of your damage, which is really, really fun. Usually your pet will only deal like 10% max of your damage. It won't even deal like really that much, but it gets increased to maybe about 30 to 40% of your damage coming from your pet. It is still less than the Mechanist, but it's a really, really fun Beastmaster sort of build. And yeah, that's going to cover it. I will be doing, some Untamed coverage once it gets buffed next month. But recently I've been playing a lot of Mechanist and having a lot of fun with it. I've kind of taken a break from Untamed, but I've come back to it a few days ago, and I'm having a lot of fun on it. And yeah, but I'm very, very excited for next month. We got a balance patch coming next month, so some of this might be changed a little bit. Mechanist might be made a lot worse. We don't really know yet. But yeah, that's going to cover it. Peace.